all three. The separation of philosophy from life. The dichotomy of philosophy versus life. Philosophy is regarded as either useless in living, removed from life, that's the third argument, or a positive harm and hindrance to living. So that there's life and there's philosophy, and you have to choose. Now, you must know that this viewpoint is extremely widespread today. It is not confined to one-time objectivists, although I focused on that for our purposes. The whole culture is saturated with anti-philosophical ideas. We could divide people into various categories on this basis, and you'd see how tremendously common the viewpoint is. In one category, obviously, would be the explicit skeptics about philosophy. Those who openly scorn it as a waste of time, hot air, no cash value. I mean, the type of person for whom any term descriptive of thought as such means removed from life. For instance, they say it's abstract, and to them abstract means nothing to do with concrete reality. It's academic or scholastic, and to them what goes on in academies or schools by definition has nothing to do with reality. It's, quote, theoretical, and of course therefore has nothing to do with practice, etc. In another category would be those who profess certain philosophic ideas and even respect them in a way, but who are careful to keep them as a side issue in their lives, without any central ruling influence. This is what Ayn Rand called the church on Sundays attitude. One day a week or a month, I pay homage to my ideas, but the rest of the time in self-preservation, I forget about them and get on with the business of living. And you see, this is only a variant of the outright skeptic, because they both agree on the actual irrelevance of philosophy to life. The skeptic merely dispenses with the need of a weekly ritual. And lastly, just to complete the survey, there's another type of person. Those who do take ideas seriously and really try to live by them day and night. And where do the examples in quantity come from of this type? Only two sources that I know: religions and totalitarian movements. Nuns who retire from the world, renounce sex, take a vow of poverty, never speak, etc. They live by what they preach all the time, or at least enough of it so they're allowed the rest off. Or Nazis and communists who give up everything, body and soul, to the party. In other words, this third category embraces fanatics who sacrifice their life to their philosophy. They too, you see, agree that it's your life or your philosophy, and then they merely give up their life for philosophy. But the basic issue is still the same: life or philosophy. Everybody agrees, therefore, almost everybody, that philosophy is removed from life. And the arguments I began with are only a kind of in-group version of this same basic attitude. And yet, we know, objectivists know, they should know, that something is wrong with all of this. Philosophy is not self-sacrifice. According to objectivism, it's the means, the indispensable means of achieving self-interest, prosperity, the enjoyment of life. So we know, or should, that philosophy is not detached from life, that it's not an impediment to living, but a vital necessity. In other words, I'm turning now to the opposite viewpoint, the objectivist viewpoint. If you want it in Hegelian terms, we finished the thesis, and now the antithesis. The crucial importance of philosophy in human life. Now, I'm not yet answering the arguments I gave you. I'm merely reminding you of the exact opposite attitude to philosophy. That philosophy is the exact reverse of those three arguments. According to objectivism, philosophy is essential to creating a self, to dealing with the world, to managing at all in daily life. Now, this is a graduate course. This course precedes